Ever felt like your winter was never ending? Well, for the people living in these 10 countries, winter isn't just a season, it's a total takeover. We are counting down the snowiest nations on Earth based on the latest 2026 climate data, from the legendary snow monsters of Japan to the buried towns of the Russian Far East. These places redefine what it means to be cold. Make sure you stay tuned for number 1, because the amount of snow they get is actually hard to believe. Let's get into it. Starting us off at number 10 are the Alpine twins, Switzerland and Austria. When it comes to mountain snow, these two are legends. Because of their massive elevation, the Alps act as a giant net that catches moisture moving across Europe, turning it into heavy, consistent snowfall. In 2026, these regions remain the heart of global ski culture, with some high-altitude villages like Zermatt seeing over 20 feet of total accumulation in a single season. But it's not just about the snow. It's about how they handle it. These nations have the most advanced avalanche, prevention, and snow clearing tech in the world. They don't just survive the winter, they turn it into a high-tech masterpiece. At number 9 is Sweden. While its neighbor Norway gets the wet coastal storms, Sweden is the king of the deep freeze. In the northern territory of Lapland, the ground stays white for over 200 days a year. The snow here is dry, light, and incredibly persistent. In 2026, Sweden continues to attract thousands of tourists to the world-famous Ice Hotel, a structure built entirely from snow and river ice. Because parts of Sweden sit well above the Arctic Circle, the snow doesn't just fall, it becomes a permanent part of the landscape for 3/4 of the year. If you like your winters quiet, cold, and incredibly long, Sweden is your place. Number 8 is Finland. Finland is unique because, unlike other countries where it only snows in the mountains, in Finland, the entire country gets buried. From the southern capital of Helsinki to the northern tundras, a thick blanket of white covers every square inch. Finns are so used to deep snow that they've built their entire lifestyle around it. In 2026, Finnish Lapland remains the global HQ for winter magic. With snow depths regularly reaching 4 feet in the forests, the trees become weighed down until they look like giant white sculptures. It's a place where snowmobiles are more practical than cars, and the sauna is the only way to thaw out. Coming in at number 7 is the land of fire and ice, Iceland. This island is a battlefield between warm Atlantic currents and freezing Arctic air. When those two meet, the result is some of the most intense snowstorms on the planet. Iceland's weather is notoriously unpredictable. You can have a clear blue sky one minute and a total whiteout the next. In the northern town of Akureyri, it's common to see snowdrifts that can swallow a 2-story house. In 2026, Iceland remains a top destination for storm chasers who want to experience the raw, horizontal snow that only a North Atlantic hurricane-strength blizzard can provide. At number 6 is Greenland. This isn't just a snowy country, it's basically one giant ice cube. About 80% of Greenland is covered by a permanent ice sheet that is miles thick in some places. While it's technically a polar desert because the air is so cold and dry, the snow that does fall never leaves. It just piles up century after century. In 2026, scientists are monitoring Greenland's snowpack more than ever. For the few thousand people living here, snow isn't an inconvenience. It's the ground they walk on. It's a land of absolute silence and white horizons as far as the eye can see. Halfway through at number 5 is Russia. As the largest country on Earth, Russia has some of the most brutal winters in human history. While the big cities like Moscow get their fair share, the real action is in Siberia and the Far East. In 2026, cities like Yakutsk still hold the title for the coldest inhabited places on Earth, where snow stays on the ground from October until May. In the Kamchatka Peninsula, moisture from the Pacific creates massive snow dumps that can reach 10 feet deep in just a few days. For Russians, snow is a way of life, and they are the undisputed masters of keeping a country running at 40 degrees below zero. Number 4 is Norway. If you want to see mountains that drop straight into the sea, covered in deep powder, this is it. Norway's long, rugged coastline catches every bit of moisture from the North Sea, dumping it as heavy snow on the fjords. In 2026, Norway remains the top spot in Europe for total snowfall volume. In some coastal towns, the snow is so consistent that people have to use second-story doors to leave their houses in mid-February. Norway is also the birthplace of skiing, and in a country this snowy, it's not a hobby. It's how people have been getting around for thousands of years. Taking the bronze medal at number 3 is the United States. The U.S. is a snow powerhouse because it has two of the world's best snow machines. First, the Pacific Northwest, where Mount Baker holds the world record for 95 feet of snow in one season. Second, the Great Lakes, where lake-effect snow can bury cities like Buffalo under 5 feet of snow in a single afternoon. From the massive drifts of Alaska to the deep powder of the Colorado Rockies, the U.S. has a massive variety of snow zones. In 2026, the American West continues to see record-breaking winter totals that keep the world's most famous ski resorts running late into the summer. The silver medal goes to Canada. For most people, Canada is the definition of winter. From the Atlantic coast in Newfoundland to the peaks of British Columbia, this country is a frozen giant. In 2026, Quebec remains one of the snowiest places on the planet, with cities like Saguenay getting over 10 feet of snow every year. In the Canadian Rockies, the snow is so deep and light, it's known as champagne powder. Canadians don't just endure the snow, they own it, whether it's the world's longest skating rink in Ottawa or the massive snowplow fleets of Montreal. Canada is a nation that has truly conquered the cold. Finally, at number 1, the undisputed champion of snow, Japan. No other country even comes close. Japan is home to a unique geographical phenomenon, where freezing winds from Siberia pick up moisture over the Sea of Japan and dump it directly onto the Japanese Alps. This creates the snowiest inhabited places on Earth. Aomori City averages a staggering 26 feet of snow every single year. In the Tateyama Mountains, the snow is so deep that they carve a road through it, creating walls of ice 60 feet high. If you want to see the maximum amount of snow possible on this planet, Japan is the only place to go. So, which of these snowy nations would you actually want to visit? Would you brave the 60-foot snow walls of Japan, or stick to the ski slopes of the Alps? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's coldest corners, hit that like button and subscribe for more world rankings.